What's up guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since we posted, but we are back and we're going to be posting more consistently once again now that things are back in line with myself and time and stuff. But we are back with 5 things that you should already know about Dota 2, but do you already know these things? These are things that should be helpful for a lot of players, and if you didn't know them, then they will help you out quite a lot. So again, pretty beginner friendly channel, pretty casual friendly channel. Did you know all of these things? If you know anything else, drop them in the comments down below and I will use them. Use your comment in the next video. But otherwise, leave a like if you enjoy, sub to the channel if you are new around here, and let's go. Okay, so starting off is probably one of the most interesting ones out of this lot is towers actually have a aggro range of around about, I think, 500 units rather than the full thing. So you got the full circle here, you can see the actual range of the tower. This is the range of the tower, but not the actual aggro range of the tower. Now what I mean by this is if I walk in here, you're going to see the tower will shoot me on the right of the edge of the actual thing, right? It's going to hit me, it is what it is. But if I send creeps in here instead, so let's just cover a couple of trees here and get some creeps. We're going to want some more than this to make it last a little bit longer. So we're going to do this. Right, now the example I'm going to give is if I am not like past, let's say about here, the tower's going to ignore me. So I can attack this lion here, and this tower will not give a crap. It will not care. We're going to keep resetting his health so he doesn't die. But the tower will not care about me. I'm going to get a new tower soon. This tower does not care that I'm attacking lion. It couldn't care less. Now, poor little lion. But if I go a little bit closer, I can stand here and watch the creeps die. That's fine. The tower, again, will not care about me. It will always focus on the actual creeps because it doesn't matter. I'm not doing anything to piss the tower off. But if I attack lion now, watch what happens. The tower goes for me straight away. It's like, oh, what the frick? Get off my hero. What are you doing? And I can pass this aggro back by like A-clicking on a creep. It's pinging because I'm holding alt as well to show you the range. But then if I A-click back on lion again, watch what happens. The tower goes directly back for me again. And we have a problem with the tower again. But you can actually, if I get some more creeps before this all runs out, you can stand on the outer edge of here and attack the lion. And it literally, the tower does not give a crap. It does not care. The lion is not important to it. I'm in the range, but as long as I don't pass back here, the tower does not care. But if I pass the aggro back and I stand here and do it, the tower does, look, just nothing happens. So you can actually use this to dive. It's really helpful in mid, for example, if you're tower diving, or anywhere if you're tower diving, you can stay on this outer edge here and you can attack people. As long as there's something under the tower, the actual tower is not going to give a crap and it will let you do it without targeting you. Next up, we are going to be taking a look at Oracle. Now, Oracle's ultimate allows you to cast it on an allied hero, and it blocks all damage incoming to that target, and it makes them stay alive. So if Lion was to ult that person, while it does nothing, right? But if after a while, if we ult them enough times, my Nature's Prophet should be dead at the end of this, because he just took way too much damage. However, if healing outweighs, we're okay. If healing done to it is increased by, let's have a look, 100% heal amplification. If you can out heal the damage basically, but when you actually take the damage, it is completely blocked and saved up until the end. Now this also means that you can use things like a salve on that target and it can't be interrupted. So if we attack the Nature's Prophet, you see the salve is still on him and it does nothing. It's not getting interrupted by his attacks, whereas normally that would actually get interrupted. So as an Oracle, you can use things like a salve to increase the amount of healing you get on the actual target when they are in there. So you can do that, and then of course you can do your own healing as well. You can do all that sort of stuff and you can add it all together, but the salve won't be able to be interrupted in a fight. So if you are in a fight and you want to play as Oracle, carry some healing salves around with you. Maybe not at level 30 for much point, but early on, definitely worth it. Ult someone, use a salve on them, and then it just helps out with that extra little bit of healing than instead of what you would have done just by yourself, keeping them alive nice and easily, and the enemy cannot interrupt it in any way. So far, this has been super convenient with the heroes that we have for this whole video, because the next one is, did you know that there's Lion and some other people, like I believe Nyx as well, maybe even somebody else. I think there might be a couple other people, but Lion specifically, we're going to use the example. His stun actually reaches further if you target the ground rather than targeting the hero. Now, what I mean by this is, if you look at the actual range of Lion's stun, if I press Q and then I click here, you see the range is to there, right? If I click here on Nature's Prophet, he runs up. And that is the range. But as you can see, it goes past. It actually goes past him. The animation does go past. And the sun doesn't stop here. It stops at the end. So if I take a step back and I show you guys that my range is actually here, and I target the ground here, you're going to see that it does still hit. So even out of range, I can actually target the floor instead to reach that nature's prophet. So if you are ganking as Lion and you can't quite get into range to stun the target, you're a bit further away. If you are feeling confident, because obviously if the target is moving, then it's going to like be a little more difficult to actually hit them. But if they are moving and they don't know where you are, you can maybe lead them and you can get the stun off from further away than if you were doing it normally. So it just makes it so that you can do that, but don't like obviously miss, because if you miss, then it's how it is. Whereas if you do it as a target, you cannot miss. It will always hit. If you use the target and then they move, it will always follow them. You will not miss. It will happen all the time. It is what it is. But if you do it on the floor, then you can get a bigger range, but you do risk missing. So you have to trade it up. If you're confident with it though, and you know that you're not going to miss, then this is definitely something that you can take advantage of. And I believe there is other heroes. I can't think of any right now. Nyx isn't one. I don't know why I said Nyx, because Nyx isn't a targetable stun, but I'm pretty sure there is other people as well. But yeah, there you go. Ground targetable, more range. So this order wasn't actually planned, but this works really, really well, and I don't know why. But the next thing that I want to talk about is Lincoln Sphere. Now, my Lion does have one because I tested this earlier, and I actually need to talk about it with Nature's Prophet as well. So, 1. Nature's Prophet can in fact break Lincoln Spheres globally because of his Wrath of Nature. So if we target the Lion here, you're going to see Lincoln Sphere does break, but it also ruins Nature's Prophet's ult, so it's kind of not really worth it. So you could break the Lincoln Sphere, you could definitely do that, but you are going to miss out on a lot of damage. Ideally, you'd probably rather use the ult on the creeps, and if you do target it elsewhere, when it hits the Lion, it won't proc the Lincoln Sphere, it'll still work just fine. So that's pretty interesting, seeing as, you know, it does proc it there, but it doesn't proc it otherwise. But if you proc it on Lincolns, it's wasted. Keep that in mind. Now, this is important because if you want to do damage and you want to, you know, if you target on the ground, it won't break it, but otherwise it will. However, it can still be useful in some situations. If your team's going to gank the Lion, they're going to get away with a blink if you don't break it. So you could do that globally. Now, another person that can do this, in fact, is actually going to be Spirit Breaker, because if we get Spirit Breaker or Baratham or whatever the frick he used to be called, and we keep him as an ally, he can of course use his charge globally anywhere on the map. If he got all the way over here as well, absolutely fine. He could target the Lion and break that Lincoln's. Now, his thing is only 11-second cooldown. So if you are on the other side of the map, but your team is going to gank, it doesn't have to be a Lion, obviously, anybody at all, maybe like the enemy core or something, but they do have a Lincoln's, you can break that from the other side of the map. Like if you clicked on the map, look down there, click the thing, you could break it. The only problem is you then wouldn't be able to charge in. But by the time you get there anyway, if the Lincoln's was going to save them, you are absolutely better off breaking that Lincoln's for your allies, like a Doom or something like that, nice and easily, without much effort. And it's only 11 seconds anyway, so you might as well just do it. Keep that in mind. You can break Lincoln's globally with Spirit Breaker and Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet less worth it, but Spirit Breaker, I'd say it's pretty damn good. It's pretty worth it in my opinion. Alright, for our final tip of this video, and this is one that you should definitely do if you don't use a microphone and talking game and you're telling your allies that the enemy is missing middle, or maybe they are, guys, the top lane is missing top. You don't want to do this. If you ping on this, obviously there's an enemy here, you would ping this with the alt and click, and it will say this person is missing, this person is missing. Or if you're in mid, you do the same. Your mid laner starts wandering bottom, and you're like missing. You don't know where they've gone, maybe not necessarily just running bottom, but they're just gone. What you should do instead is on your chat wheel have missing on here. Now, if you say missing and you're in a lane, missing middle, your character actually has a voice cue to say that the middle is missing. So if you do this, it'll do it every time. You'll be able to do that, and it gives a voice cue. So if you don't like using your microphone, for you guys that just even maybe you don't have one, or maybe you just don't like it, you don't like, hey guys, mid's missing, in the off chance that some angry person goes, shut the hell up, Windrunner, you're pissing me off, maybe that'll happen. It happens in games, it is what it is. But if you just use this, your hero will do a voice cue. Now, not all of them have this. I believe Invoker doesn't have this, which is why I didn't pick it. But if you're bottom, it has a voice cue as well. And then if you're at top, of course, it does the exact same thing. But this is a lot easier for your allies to hear than a ping. If it's a ping, it just sounds like this. And it says missing, neck froze is missing or whatever, if neck froze is mid, like just that. If they're fighting, or if they're like thinking, oh yeah, we're going to go gank over here, they're not going to notice that a lot of the time. They just won't notice this one little text thing. But if they hear the voice cue of missing top, it's like, I don't know why I did the impression. It is what it is. But if they hear that, then it's a lot more likely that they will react to it, they will understand it, they will register it, and hopefully there won't be as much of a gank. Like, there's nothing worse than being in the mid lane and then saying missing, and then the next thing you hear is Puck got a double kill, and you're like, yeah, thanks guys, I stomped them in lane and now they're fed, thank you so much. This is the worst. But there you go, use the thing on your chat wheel, make sure you have the missing, it is super useful. Anyway guys, again, that brings us to the end of this one. So if you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like. The channel has been growing very quickly. I apologize for my little bit of an absence, but we are back. I'm actually going to be streaming later on tonight. Now again, I am a super casual at Dota 2. I am pretty bad. I've not even done my ranked yet, so we're going to start streaming. We're going to do normal unranked streams tonight, and then once we get a bit more used to it, I will stream my ranked actual gameplays as well. So if you're interested, then make sure to sub, leave a not leave a like, turn your notifications on. You can leave a like if you want. Do notifications on, and when I do go live, you'll be able to catch me there, and we're going to have a chat. You can backseat a little bit. You can call me rubbish. That's fine. Because let's be honest, you know, I'm pretty. I definitely need to improve, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully you enjoyed. Axe, I freaking hate you, you stupid thing. And sub to the channel so we can keep Axe bound up. Every sub is a bind. And I'll catch you in the next one. See you later, guys.